about Christ. It's not enough just to say that I believe. That's a starting point. We've got to come to an understanding about what we believe about Christ. So often just to say that I believe is to say that I believe in his existence. Oh, that's a good place to start, to know that he is and was and forever more shall be. But then we have to understand what it is indeed that we believe about him. So far we've come to this understanding that we believe in the manifested glory, the significance, the weightiness of Christ. We believe that in the word of Christ, in the word that he has spoken, and we believe in the scriptures about him. We can believe, we can go through life believing in heavenly things above our earthly realities. We can believe that he is the Savior of the world. This week we want to add that we can also believe in the very promise of God. What we believe about Christ is significant. It has the capacity to lift us up from where we sit and from where we find ourselves. A.W. Tozer, rereading some of his books over the last couple of weeks, he starts off with this long sentence. In his book, The Knowledge of the Holy, he says, the man who comes to a right belief about God is relieved of 10,000 temporal problems. 10,000. For he sees at once that these have to do with matters of which at the most cannot concern him for very long. But even if the multiple burdens of time may be lifted from him, the one mighty single burden of eternity begins to weigh down upon him with a might more crushing than all the woes of the world piled upon another. And if that was too long, a shorter sentence is this: low views of God destroy the gospel for all those that hold them. Low views, low beliefs, shallow beliefs about God, about who Jesus Christ is, destroys the very gospel message and who he is in our lives. We've got to continue to learn and grow about who Christ is and understand our belief in him more and more to greater and greater degree. At this point, by the time we get to the 4th chapter, Jesus has interacted with several different types of people. He's met with fishermen. He's met with tax collectors. They've dropped their fishing nets. They've left from their tax collecting booths. They begin to follow him. They have already demonstrated a level of belief in who he is. He has demonstrated his glory to those at a wedding feast in Cana. He's shown himself to be able to turn water into wine. He's demonstrated who he is for those that walk with him. But not just those that walk with him, not just his disciples in John chapter 2 at a wedding feast have seen the glory, have seen the weight of Christ. There's also the man that we've seen named Nicodemus in John chapter 3, who was on the other side. He was a Pharisee. He was of that group of religious and legal scholars that dogged and followed Christ everywhere that he went. But Jesus said, you must believe. You must be born again. It was there that he began to see the reality and the weight of Christ. We saw last week an outcast woman at a well in Samaria. It really doesn't matter whether you're a disciple, whether you're a follower, whether you're a Pharisee steeped in your academics, steeped in your scholarship, or an outcast woman at a well. All of us, everyone from all backgrounds, from all areas, from all stations of life, from all levels of affluence, from all areas of lack, we all have to come to the one Jesus. An outcast, the famed, the well-connected, the forgotten about, the rich, the not so rich, to those in need and to those in abundance, all must bow their knee to Jesus Christ. What do you believe about him this morning?